Today is September 6th, the 249th day of the year, and these are just a few of the events that happened on this day in history. 500 years ago today, on September 6th, 1522, the Victoria, originally part of a 5-ship expedition to circumnavigate the world, returned to Spain upon completion of that task. It was the only ship to return from the expedition commanded by Ferdinand Magellan, but it did so with only 18 survivors out of the 265 men that began the trip. Magellan himself died in the Philippines during a battle with some natives. Today is the 394th anniversary of the Puritans founding the town of Salem, Massachusetts, which is mostly remembered for the Salem witch trials of 1692. On September 6, 1861, Brigadier General Ulysses S. Grant led Union forces in the capture of Paducah, Kentucky, thereby giving the Union control over the mouth of the Tennessee River. No blood was shed that day, as the Confederate troops fled the city by train as the Union troops marched into town 161 years ago today. 152 years ago, September 6, 1870, saw 69-year-old Louisa Ann Swain from Laramie, Wyoming, become the first woman in 63 years to legally cast a vote in a general election. Today marks the 121st anniversary of unemployed steelworker and anarchist Leon Czolgosz shooting President William McKinley in Buffalo, New York, a wound that ultimately killed McKinley 8 days later, on the morning of September 14, 1901. He was a mere 6 months into his second term. On September 6, 1952, 70 years ago today, at the Farnborough Air Show in Hampshire, England, 29 people are killed when a prototype de Havilland DH-110 fighter jet disintegrated in midair, showering the crowd with debris. One of the engines crashed into a hillside packed with spectators, where most of the fatalities occurred. The 2 crew members of the aircraft were also lost. 46 years ago, September 6, 1976, saw Soviet fighter pilot Viktor Belenko surprise the world in general, and Japan in particular, when he landed a MiG-25 Foxbat at an airport on the island nation, and requested asylum in the United States. That asylum was granted, and the MiG was thoroughly inspected by U.S. intelligence before it was returned to the Soviet Union. That inspection cleared up much of the misconceptions about the aircraft. It was not nearly as good, as well built, or as dangerous to the West as had been previously assumed, although those misconceptions did result in the development of one of the greatest and most iconic fighter jets of all time, the F-15 Eagle, an aircraft that has compiled an air-to-air combat record of 104 kills to 0 losses. Last but not least, 27 short years ago, on September 6, 1995, Cal Ripken Jr. played in his 2,131st consecutive game, breaking Lou Gehrig's 56-year-old record of 2,130 consecutive games, previously thought unbreakable. Ripken played in 2,632 consecutive games in his 21-season career, all with the Baltimore Orioles, a record that is almost certainly untouchable. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give Unexpected History a like and a follow, and if you're in a position to do so, you can go to my Linktree in the video description for ways that you can help the channel out. Until the next time, I hope the rest of your day is pleasantly unexpected.